So, ladies and gents, here we are on MailTargets. So now that we are on MailTargets, it's important for us to set this one up on our websites in order for us to be able to collect or gather lead information directly into our MailTargets account. So just a quick tour. You've got emails where you can literally create email campaigns. And then when creating email campaigns, there's an option of regular campaign. You can create a regular campaign. You can create a plain text campaign. You can also create an A/B test campaign. And then you can also create automation. Okay. So if you click on automation here, it will bring you here to this automation side. So if I click that, it will navigate. You see now it's on automation. So on automation, you can simply welcome your subscribers, create, a welcome email, and then this automation can go on and on and on and on and on based on what you want to configure for your subscriber list. Okay, so this year we are then going to cover when it comes to the automation after we've done the primary configurations that need to be done. So here we've got templates, and then here on templates, you can create an email marketing template. You can either create it from scratch, okay, then you do your drag and drops and etc., or you can simply use these here, okay, templates. You can use templates to do that, and then you've got extended templates here that have images and the whole 9 yards. But I would advise that if you want to drive traffic and have great open rates so that your emails don't take time to load on people's computers and or devices, it is wise for you not to use the extended, all right? Unless now when you've actually created an audience that now knows who you are, they now understand you, then you can use these extended templates, okay? Like if you're doing dietary supplements, if you're doing dietary food and etc., you can do that. You see here, open house for real estate and stuff like that. You can choose from many. You see, you can choose from many and customize the template the way you want it to be customized. But I would say the best that you can go for, all right, that doesn't have too much images is this one here, simple text. All right, you're not putting too much information, not too many images on it. All right, but in the event that you now want to promote products, there are these templates. You see 1x3 column, and then there's this one 1x2x1 column. So you can then do this and add products and do your email marketing campaign and etc., and you get to win. But the simplest of them all is this one here, okay? Just like that, you can create a template. You see that? Simple, straightforward. You can create a template easily. And then you add this here to your automation campaign, or you can add it to whichever campaign that you want to do, whether it's going to be A/B testing or whatever. If you've already created a template. So here it's wise that you create different templates such that when you're doing your automation, all you have to do is select from a template and go on to your campaign setup for your automation. So you can create as many templates as you want here, and make sure your templates are in a series of emails so that your emails can be, in the event that someone has clicked and opened the link, you're going to send them this email. If they haven't opened the email, and then you're going to resend the email with a different subject line and stuff like that. All these things here help and change and or improve as well when it comes to your bounce rates. Okay, very important. So here, this is your audience overview. You've got your lists, you've got your subscribers, you're going to create segments, and then here you are going to create forms that are also going to connect to your website. Okay, so in as much as you're going to connect forms to your website, what is important right now is for us to, first of all, configure sending domains. We need to configure sending domains. But before we get into that, I'm just going to quickly come here and say websites. Okay, so now that we're on websites, I'm going to take the URL for this year website. As you can see, we're in the back end of that website. And then I'm going to come here and say add website. So on add website, I'm going to put the domain name there. When I put the domain name like that, I'm going to click on add website, and then it's going to give me some code that I need to copy and paste into the website. As you can see, that's the code there. All right. So I'll copy that code like that, and then I come to the website here under manage website, general settings, scripts, and then I come and I'll paste this code below here. All right. So what is this here going to help us with? It's going to help us when we are now creating a form that we've literally embedded the mailing system onto the website so that we can have pop-up forms. Okay, we can have pop-up forms. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to come here and click on submit. So our first stage of everything is done as far as the back end of this particular website is concerned. So I can simply now open the website from this side here, and the back end is no longer that important to us. All right. So as you could see, we had a pop-up form that appeared there for someone to actually subscribe. So the advantage of you embedding this here, now that we've embedded it, now I'm going to connect it. So the advantage of you embedding it, all right, you see, it confirms there that it is connected where I'm hovering my mouse there. You see that? So I'm just going to quickly click on save changes. So we are done there. We are now connected. We've connected our website. So when we create a form here, we are now going to be able to embed that form onto the website. When we embed the form onto the website, it automatically collects someone's leads. And when it collects someone's lead information, that lead information, when it gets into MailTargets, it will automatically send them an email. You don't need to come back to MailTargets and say, what is my audience doing? What do I need to send emails? Everything happens automatically. Okay? So that's how you're going to do that. All right. So now we're going to go on to, now that we've connected our website. So if I come here, you see health and beauty offers, Heal PR, it is connected and there's 0 forms. All right. So when I come here now, I need to set up my domain. Why do I need to set up my domain? Because it's important that when we get subscribers, the subscriber list, or rather, when we get subscribers like this here. All right, so I'm just going to say health and fitness, or health and beauty. Okay, that's the list name. And then from Heal PR. All right, that's the email address. So here you see there's double opt-in that is checked by default. This here is very important because the double opt-in will actually help you and save you from doing email verifications, because if this is on, when you get a pop-up form on your website, this year double opt-in will actually help you to verify someone's email address, because it's going to, when someone subscribes, MailTargets is automatically going to send them an email for them to verify their email address, and then when they verify their email address, then automation then comes and kicks in and then automatically sends that person an email without you touching MailTargets. All right. So here you can say send welcome email automatically, send welcome email when someone subscribes. Okay, so that there you've set it, and then automation is going to automatically send them a welcome email. You get it? And then here, get notified by email when someone unsubscribes from this list. So you need that as well. Okay, and then you come here and then you click on create list. So you've created your list. When your list is created, we're then going to attend to how you can import contacts and etc. and etc. All right. But before we do all that, we're going back to sending domains. So what we want to do now, we want to configure Heal PR to send, because people want you to identify who you are when you send them an email. So we're going to add Heal PR there, sorry. So Heal PR, we've added there. Okay, so we add in the domain. Which format is invalid now? Oh, I shouldn't put the HTTPS. Oh, shoot. There we go. So now that we've added the domain, okay, that's it there. Heal PR at the top there where my mouse is hovering. So it's important now for us to verify this here domain. So we need to copy this information, okay, and then we come and paste it into here. So I'm going to go navigate to services, manage services, then I'm going to go to web hosting, okay, and then when I've got to web hosting, so that's healpr.com, it's active. So I'm going to click on manage. All right. When I've clicked on manage, I simply come here to manage DNS. All right. So now we're managing the DNS now. So now that we're here on manage DNS, it's now very important for us to now take that. I'm going to copy that. I just highlighted it, copy. Then I come here. What we are adding is a text record. What we are adding is a text record. So if you look here, add these records to your domain's DNS configuration. Changes can take up to 48 hours to propagate. Okay, so there, I've copied that. So I'm going to come, I've already created that we're posting a text record ref to this here, txt, where my mouse is hovering there, txt, we are copying and pasting text records. So I'm going to paste that in there like that, heal PR, and then I'm going to come and copy that there. Okay, that's the value. So I'm going to copy that value, and then I'm going to come and I'm going to put the value in there. And then when I put the value like that, I'm going to click on add. So I've added a text record, and I'm going to add another text record. So I'm first going to choose the type text record before I add anything else. Then I come back here, then I'm going to copy that like that. All right, that's the host name, host or name. And then when I've done that, and then I come on and move to the next part. All right, I copy that there. When I've copied that, I then come to this side, that's the value, and then I paste the value in there, and then I add. Okay. All right, so here what we've done now, we can now then come down here to check our records. All right, so on our records, we've got the mailer, okay? That's what we put there, that's our text record. And then we've got the email marketing, and that's our text record. Okay, so when you're doing this here, you need to be very careful. You need to check your information. So here it looks like we've already got a DKIM there. All right, and we've got this one under mailer. This one is default. This one is mailer, and we've got a DKIM right there, and it's saying whatever it's saying. Okay. All right. So now that we've done that, we come now here and click on verify DNS. See, it's verified. there, and there. Okay, now we've got it all verified. Now that it's verified, we now look at it this way. There we go, verified. Okay, so now that it is verified, what is important, the second step now that's very important is for us to come to sending servers. Now what we need to do is we need to add a sending server, all right? So that when we add or when someone actually submits their information as a lead, it will automatically pick that up and then send that information, all right, on email. So we come here and then here we're going to put this here as sending server, all right? So when you come there, just delete that, okay? And then you say add server, all right? And then here, it's important for you guys to do this here. I'm going to put mark at healpr.com. Why do I use mark? Okay, I'll explain it to you. The reason why I use mark, because mark sounds like someone's name, okay? So what is actually happening nowadays is that there are so many systems that are being run and controlled by AI. So if you make the mistake of putting info, it's automatically going to throttle your mails or throttle your domain. And all your emails are going to be delivering to spam. Okay? And then automatically that affects your domain reputation. So emails that are recognized as quality emails, emails that are recognized for not spamming, are emails that have a name. So mark here is something that I've been using for years because mark is short for marketing, but mark is also a name. Do you understand? If you'd like, for example, if you've got a unique name, you can put in your name like that and say Mercy. Okay, Mercy at Heal PR. Then your audience knows, because on your blogging side, you're going to be blogging, on your website side, you're going to be doing whatever, and they know that they're dealing with Mercy. So you can use your name and just say Mercy at Heal PR. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So when you've done that, you then come here, all right, and then you then say choose your bounce handler like that. Okay, choose your bounce handler, and then your feedback loop handler, you select that one as well. And then emails that you're sending per hour is 1,000 emails. All right, but for you to be on the safe side, because you don't want to send too many emails at the same time to an audience that is going to bounce. If your audience is not verified, then you have to be skeptical about that. Regardless, it is wise for you to just simply say you are going to send about at least 349, because most mail providers actually do 349 emails per hour. Okay, per hour. So you can save that as your configuration. All right. When you've saved that as your configuration, everything is done. Everything is set. So if you come here on sending servers, now you've got an active sending server that sends 349 emails an hour. All right. So now that you've got a thing that sends 349 emails an hour, you can actually go ahead and just go and do that testing again. And then you now test the connection successfully thingy. And then here, what we're going to do now is we are going to check if our emails deliver. So I'm just going to quickly do this here, put my email address like that, then say send test, and then test email sent, check inbox. Okay, so I'm going to quickly check my inbox. I'm not going to show you my inbox, unfortunately. So for example, if you've got many domains, you can come and add your other domains there, add them there, and then you come and then you configure your sending server. So here I did a simple thing, because here I'm using a I'm using send mail. So basically this is PHP that I'm using. So if you want, you can actually do the whole SMTP thing and then log in there, etc., in order for you to send. Okay. All right. So now that we've covered that part, this here then brings us to the second part. All right. So our second part now is we can either go to the forms, which is what we're supposed to do, or we could simply go and subscribe. And then when we subscribe, a list here, and then it will automatically send an email. Because remember, we created our lists over here. We've got health and beauty. All right. So here I can simply say add subscriber like that. And then I can add myself as a subscriber like that. And then I say add subscriber. Okay. So subscribed, what it's going to do is it's going to send me an email to welcome me. See? There we go. Yield PR, final welcome email, subscription confirmed according to, you see that? Your subscription has been successfully recorded, etc. You see, and then here, unsubscribe. So here it automatically has an unsubscribe button. So if I click unsubscribe, it removes me from that email marketing list. All right. All right, so now that we've done that, what we now want to do is we want to have a form embedded onto the website. So we can do it this way, all right, and say create first form. So when creating your first form, there are so many nice, beautiful designs you can choose from. You see that? Nice, beautiful designs. Someone will want to put their name, someone will want to put whatever, you know, you can do whatever you want to do with these forms and do it the way that you want to do it. So let's try this one here. Simple, minimal. Let's go for this and say create form. Okay. So I'm going to say this form here, heal PR website, website form. All right. Connect to list. There we go. Health and beauty. You see? And then I come and create. There we go. You see that? So now that I've created that, you can make this pretty nice and simple if you wanna. So I'm copying that logo. Okay. I'm gonna save this logo here. Like that. Logo is saved. And then I'm gonna come back this side. So I'm gonna need to change that image right there. All right. Okay. So I'm going to need to resize the logo. So this is me resizing the logo. So I'm going to come here and say crop, and then let me put it like that. So I've got it cropped like that to 1.1, and then I'm simply going to say done. Or I could simply just do my own custom cropping. Okay. And do it like this here, and then I crop like that. And then come here, and I crop it again. All right. So now that I've cropped it, I'm going to say done. Now that it's all said and done, I want to see the background of, okay, so our background is kind of different there. So I'm going to try and do some magic select like this. Okay. And then I'm going to say add, remove background like that. Okay, let me say add rather. So I add that, add that, add that. So what I've literally done here is I'm making this PNG. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm going to delete that. And I'll come back and paste that there. Okay, so when I've done that now, I can simply say save as image, then transparency. So see, now it's got a transparent background. Saving as PNG, then I click on save, and then I click on save. I'm then going to come and say UPR logo, like that. Okay, so I can safely close that now. They don't save. So now I need to change this here logo. So what I'm going to do, if I already have images in a folder that's on my, you know, on my console rather, I can simply click there so that I don't keep uploading the same image so many times. It will use up your space. So now that I don't have that, I'm going to simply come here. I'm going to click that to delete the image, and then I'm going to upload, and then I'm going to take that and put it there like that. So now we've uploaded our Heal PR. See that? Transparent background, it all fits everything nice and smooth. All right. So here, now that we've uploaded that, I'm going to quickly just say, here, I'm going to change this text here and say health and beauty, like that. Okay. Now I can either put a tagline there or just remove it. You see, the thing is, if you integrate it with the list name, it's going to put the list name there. Okay. So instead of putting the list name there, I can simply do it this way and leave it with the list name like that. So the list name is health and beauty. Okay. Here I can change this here and say your health matters. Okay. Then here I change this and say get free health tips and downloads and free downloads. So I'm going to make it a repetition. Get free health tips. Okay, let me just say get free health tips and downloads. Okay, we're going to further sort that one out. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to click on save so that we don't lose our content there. Okay. All right. Oh, I haven't yet added those other fields. So here it's important now. What do you want to collect for leads? Do you just want to collect the person's name or the person's name, email, or you just want to collect the email address? So here, let's just go with the email. Okay. Let's just go with the email and leave it like that. So if you go with the email only, so here, look at that. That's what it's going to look like on mobile. It's going to look like that on tablet. It's going to look like that on a computer. Okay. And then here, I'm going to remove this text, request to join. I'm going to put it as subscribe now. All right. So that's us having done whatever we need to do to create a form. Then now I'm going to click on save. So now the form is saved because we've got all that there. So when our form is saved, I'll need to publish the form. Okay. And then after publishing this form, I'm going to click on integrate to your website. All right. So if I click on publish, like that, it shows that the form is now published. And then when I click here and say integrate to your website, then I'm going to select the website, that is Heal PR, and then I'm going to say connect. So now that it's connected, if I come here, what I want to do, all right, so I'm going to refresh this here. There we go. You see? So here I'm going to subscribe. Let me subscribe someone quickly, and then I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so I'm going to subscribe someone here and say like that. See? And then subscribe now. Thank you. Your submission has been received. So Mbulisi has already subscribed. That's done. So what then happens is Mbulisi is going to get an email, okay, from Heal PR. And then when he gets an email from Heal PR, what happens is Mbulisi is now in this subscriber list. See, now we got 2 subscribers. So if I click there and open, and then I go to subscribers, view all, there we go. So we've got Mbulisi, but he hasn't yet confirmed. So Mbulisi, if you check your email, you'll find that you've got to verify. And then when you verify, it's going to click there and say confirmed, or it's going to actually say subscribed. Okay, so that's how you clean and verify your emails. All right. All right, so let's check if this email has been confirmed and subscribed. So I'm going to refresh there. There we go, subscribe now. So that double opt-in prevents you from emailing the wrong people. So if it is still unconfirmed when you're sending your email marketing, it won't send anything. You can have a long list. As long as someone has not yet confirmed their email address, you don't send them an email, which means it protects you from people that are going to put fake email addresses. Because if someone puts a fake email address and they are not going to get any verification email. So if you send a lot of emails to fake email addresses, understand that your reputation gets ruined. Because online, they're going to think that you are probably a spammer or a bulk emailer that's sending emails to wrong people, and etc. and etc. But there's another part that I really need to show you guys when it comes to these forms here. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go back to the form. So this part that I want to show you is here on the settings. Okay, so on the settings, it's important. Display trigger. Choose to show the pop-up on your website immediately. First visit only. After delay. On-click element. On exit element. So if you choose on exit element like this and then save changes, okay? Every time someone tries or attempts to leave your website, all right? I'm just going to refresh. Everyone tries to leave every time they try and leave your website. So when they come up with their mouse and they want to leave, you see, it will pop up. You understand? And then if they want to click and go to another page, like I want to go to the home page, it will ask, changes you made may not be saved. You see, so I don't usually recommend this here, okay? I don't recommend this one. But if you want to push that type, you see, if you want to push that type of traffic and you want to continue re-engaging your audience over and over and over, that is what I'll say you can use, okay? If you want to do that. But if you don't want to do that, because here, this is like the last option thing where someone wants to leave, and then when they come here to close up the website, it automatically pops up, subscribe now. your health matters, health and beauty, get free health tips and downloads. And then put your email address, that's it. And then when someone puts their email address, boom, then they already populate and get into your email marketing list. So here it's important that you can actually put a delay to it. And when you put a delay to it, you see, you can put a 15-second delay. When you put a 15-second delay, it actually helps you narrow down your audience. So if someone, even if you put it as a 10-second delay, 10 seconds is still fine. It helps you narrow down your audience. 5 seconds, some people are not that really interested. When they get into your website, they come in for 5 seconds or even 10 seconds. All right, so I'm just going to put a 10-second delay there, and then I'm going to save that. Then I'm going to close it. All right, so that's it for today. We meet again tomorrow.